Hi, Dr. Gill. This is Lissa Zappardino Johnson, and I am presenting my missions proposal for the Philippine Islands. My target group is the island of Mindanao. It's actually the southernmost island, home to millions of Muslims, and I chose this group and location because I actually attended a mission trip there last June in 2012, and this is a picture of me with some of the kids, missionary coordinator. And this is a picture of a lot of the people that we went with, and many of the people that we ministered to. That's me in the far back with my do-rag on, missionary do-rag. And I chose this place because I loved it there. And I was able to develop relationships with numerous pastors, as well as the regional directors there. They're Manny Emmanuel and Cora Ortega for World Mission Outreach Fellowship. And I felt I adjusted to the culture very well. I became very comfortable with my surroundings, and I felt comfortable walking around, even though you have to be very careful anywhere you travel abroad. But I have a built-in support system there, which means that I can accomplish things. I can access what I need and the support I need and call in favors. and I really felt pretty much determined to serve there. So this is a map of the Philippines. Mindanao's way on the bottom. You can see it. I'm trying not to shake too much, but it's written right over Celebes Sea, but you can't even see the island because it's not really that small when you're on it. It takes hours to get across, but that's where it's at. And it's a lot of Muslims on there, terrorists, and just don't look at that yet. There's parts where they have Al-Qaeda training centers, and you have to be really careful. When we were there, one of the guys that ended up becoming a Christian. He was a terrorist, and because he's now a Christian and a pastor, Pastor Ernie. He's an amazing. Oh my gosh, his transformation is incredible. But he actually was able to access information from his father to warn us which streets to avoid and so forth. And we would actually take a 3-hour detour to avoid certain streets. Anyway, the poverty and illiteracy is definitely going on there, even though the Philippines is actually has one of the highest literacy rates in all of the third world countries. So most of the 88 million people reside in rural areas where the poverty and the illiteracy is severe. It's considered severe. Farming and fishing are their primary sources of income. And I actually went to a fishing village and witnessed that and took all kinds of awesome pictures and got yelled at by Pastor Paul for taking off on my own, but it was fun. Anyway, I felt very safe there, but he was concerned because he was responsible for me. Anyway, I didn't have to tell you that part, but ignore it. Moving along, though, let's see where else. 1/3 of the population lives in poverty because of unproductive and unprofitable farming, deforestation, and waters deplete of fish, and minimal access to opportunities, productive assets, financial services, and credit. That's Pastor Paul and Mom Nancy, Papa Paul, Mom Nancy right there. Wonderful, wonderful people. WMOF is currently in about 10 different countries around the world, including India, Burma, Nigeria, the Philippines, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, and Pakistan. They have close to 30 Bible college campuses in these countries, but they first ministered in Mindanao, which is kind of neat, in 1996. That's where they first started World Mission Outreach Fellowship. Their ministry is independent of any denomination, so they're really a ministry that looks to offer mission opportunities in churches that can't afford or don't have a means or the structure to support a missions program, but they can get involved and partner. So be it large or small scale, they'll work with people. They're really amazing that way. And all these are pictures from my trip, which is kind of nice. I didn't have to pirate clip art. The Philippines, a third world country. It's known as a 2/3 world, meaning that the lifestyle is really for 2/3 of the world's population, which is crazy. That just shows how wonderful, lucky we are in the United States. Today they use a new term, developing world. Everything's got to be politically correct. 50% of the people that we will work with live in poverty, and 38% abject poverty. So statistics came from the United Nations. The average income is less than $15 a month per family, and over 80% of the rural families grow their own food to eat and to barter. They trade the food for what they need, what else they need. It's common to see mothers have up to 10 children. Polygamy is still commonly practiced, and over 50% of the population is under the age of 15, and 60% being illiterate. So, of 60% of that 50%. So, we do see poor children everywhere, but they're really happy, and that's just not the way it is everywhere. In Ghana, it wasn't like that. Children didn't smile, and I fell in love with these people. The kids were so adorable. I could have just kept shooting pictures of these guys, but that's really what inspired me to go back and spend more time with them. I have actually plans to do that. What's I going to tell you? Oh, it's interesting enough that the directors of this area in the Philippines, Pastors Manny and Cora, they actually have 6 children living with them in their small house, and 3 of them aren't theirs. They took them in because they had nowhere to go, and every dime that they have goes for food and putting the kids in school, and then the church. So it's really amazing, their hearts. This is why I want to go back. These kids, Vacation Bible School, Kingdom Rocks. So these are some of the plans. These kids are going to have a blast. I got this idea because I just volunteered for the Vacation Bible School at my church in the summer with my daughter, and we did Kingdom Rocks. So I actually have access to all of their materials. They had to just pay for them initially, and they can freely copy. So they've already shared it with other churches. So I thought, well, I can use it for a mission trip too. Just a really, really fun program. The kids had a blast. Parents, everybody was exhausted, the older people, which is crazy because it wasn't as much work as a mission trip, but it was much more tiring. So I need to find volunteers who are energetic, and I will be utilizing the older youth. My goal is to bring as many people as will go, but it's going to be about $1,900 for an airfare and whatnot, and missionaries are going to be required to raise their own funds, get sponsors, or pay for it themselves. So that's how they get to go. Basically, if whoever doesn't go, I fill in the spots with people that are already working there in the churches and ministries and the youth. So I can definitely utilize the Filipinos for volunteers to help run this, and my hope is that I'll have at least 10 to 20 people go, because we're going to be anticipating a good crowd here. The goal's really to get kids from as far away as oh, Sugar Jets, am I over my time? I am. Am I going to get marked off for this? Oh. Okay, I'm going to tidy it up. But we'll go as far away as 30 miles or more. Should I just shut this off and start over, or just turn it in not that much later? Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'm talking out loud. Okay, let's see. I hope this wasn't supposed to be really professional, because I would have done better in person. let's see. So we're going to hold it at the largest church facility, which is Cora and Manny's church, because they actually hosted a huge youth conference last year in October, and they had over 500 kids. It was amazing. So I know that their facility can support that, and we're going to be flexible to add kids come as, you know, in VBS, everybody's not there every day. Some are, some aren't, but we need to be flexible. We're going to get all the surrounding churches to participate. We're going to get the youth to bring their friends and family and bus in kids. So most of our expenses are going to be, a lot of our expenses is going to be for gas. We're going to go recruit from local schools' playgrounds, posting flyers and inviting people and stuff. That's good. And there was going to be, I'm going to hold a volunteer training and orientation to get everybody on par before it starts. So everybody's going to come to Christ. Lives changed forever. It's going to be amazing. For kids ages 4 to 12. Okay. Kingdom Rocks format. We're going to serve breakfast and lunch, which is the other part of the big expense. But it's got to be done. Some of these kids don't get to eat that much, and we're going to feed them. We're going to play games, worship, and have fun. We're going to do invitations to Christ every day because we don't know if they're going to come back. And day 6, we're going to have a big celebration with lechon for awe, which is roasted pig. And it's going to be in honor of just everybody that had been there and also honor of our King, Lord Jesus Christ. If we can, we're going to distribute Tom's shoes to the VBS students, and this is what we did last time I was there. You can see that we had kids in America painted the shoes and customized some of them. So it's amazing. It'll be an awesome opportunity. Some of these kids have never had shoes; they've only had flip-flops, and so if the distribution timing works out, we never know. We've got it down more in the Philippines as far as receiving, but when I went to Ghana, there was a mess up in customs and blah, blah, technical issues. So anyway, that's my hope. And that's it. I'm going to shut it up, and I'm going to try to do this. Send it. Thank you for your patience. Ciao.